It's October. It's time of year where everybody celebrates with vampires and pumpkins. Although that doesn't really translate into anime normally, does it? Not so much this time, as we got not one but two vampire anime in the same episode. We're looking at 4 new shows, one of which I was interested with, the other 3 I didn't really know too much about, other than the pictures on them. I'll let you know what I think of them, whether or not you should watch them, whether or not you should avoid them, whether or not they're just big jokes in the making. Because this is a 2021 autumn anime preview from a different perspective. Starting us off with today's episodes, we come to Irina the Vampire Cosmonaut, an anime about a fake Russia and a fake America and their space race post-World War II. Russia, or the Federal Republic of Zmitra, has really started leading the front in the space race. They've already sent rockets up to space, and they've now launched a dog into space. But of course, dogs aren't really great at feedback, and so they want to launch something which can actually feed back to them from space. But no one wants to see a human get blasted off into space only to die in orbit, like the dog did. And so they try and think, okay, what can we send up which is like human, will be able to respond to us, but won't really cause panic when they die in the cold of space? I know, let's send a vampire. And so we get our premise. Our main character, Lev, is working for the space program when he's tasked with the super secret job of training up a new cosmonaut. Of course, this is not just any human cosmonaut, this is a vampire cosmonaut. A young girl who doesn't look trained to be in space at all. A vampire girl. A very cute one called Irina. And so this series is going to be a story about him training her to go into space. Those two getting close and becoming friends, so to speak, or colleagues, not sure exactly which it is. Irina showing him up all the time. It's a touching story. It's going to have a questionable ending. Is he really going to let him shoot up into space? Does she want to go into space? Will she be able to survive space? Or will they run away together? Who knows? Because it's going to be an interesting show. I have no idea where it's going with it. All I know is the animation looks superb. Irina herself looks like a really, really interesting deep character to get to know. She's so mysterious and lovely. She looks both strong and in need of head pats. I mean, I'll volunteer to head pat her, if that's okay. If you are interested in watching Irina being sent off into orbit, you can find this one airing over at Funimation. Do you remember what I said last time about comedy and horror going together? The Vampire Dies in No Time is an example of that working better, if at all. Because A Vampire Dies in No Time is very much slapstick comedy, poking fun at vampires, and vampire hunters specifically, as our main character Ronald is a vampire hunter. Very much so. I mean, he's got the whole red coat, red hat thing going on, like other anime vampire hunters. There's a legendary vampire hunter. He's got his own comics, for crying out loud. He goes out hunting vampires, finds one, opens the door to his lair, and dust. The legendary unkillable vampire is killed by his own front door, hitting him and hurting him and crushing him and dead. It can't be that easy, can it? Killing an unkillable vampire? No, he can't. He's dead, but he's not forgotten. He comes back to life very quickly. Say, why'd you do that? You hurt me! Because Drelok, the unkillable vampire, is immortal, but not unkillable. He dies. Frequently. All the time. Of a slight of gust of wind. All the while, Ronald is not the vampire hunter he says he's going to be. He's very lucky in things. But he plays up his luck. He knows what he's good at. Although, unfortunately, after the house explodes and he manages to defeat the unkillable vampire finally, he goes home to find the unkillable vampire in his office. Enter into a comedy double act of a vampire and vampire hunter working as co-workers in the same place trying to kill other vampires. It's an odd concept, I'll grant it that. It's a concept which does kind of work in a slapstick manner. Again, it's too manic for me. It's too silly comedy. It's fun. I'll probably stomach another episode of it, probably not more than that. Unless I come up with some different type of humour. Because, like the other one, this one just seems like it's going to fade away into dust if it just carries on talking about these same jokes all the time. This one's also found airing at Funimation. So then guys, what do you think of Gundam? Because its next anime, AMAIM, Warrior Borderline, is Gundam. I mean, it's technically not, but it's Gundam. The robots Gundam, main character's a Gundam main character, the whole premise of Japan being oppressed is Gundam. It's more Code Geass actually, but Code Geass is also Gundam. I mean, crying out loud, it's animated by Sunrise, who make Gundam. Everything about this show just screams Gundam. Right down to the main character being a scavenger, finding his parts from old robots, like in Double Zeta, trying to protect his oppressed peoples, like other Gundam shows, then fighting off a ban at the end of it, like in every other Gundam series. So seriously, this is Gundam. One thing which makes a difference is the robots have got an AI as part of them. Ammo's AI is a weird little thing called Guy, which floats around in Gundam being an AI, telling him what to do. Do that, do that. One thing which I will say in its credit, the other mecha which you fight, or he fights, aren't manned. She's not suddenly finding yourself in a robot killing other humans, you're just breaking their toys. The humans actually control it elsewhere. That also means there's a lot less at stake for other people. I mean, our main character's in his mobile suit, or his AMAIM, if we call it. But yeah, this one I'm definitely going to get a few more episodes. I mean, I'm a fan of Gundam, as you can probably tell, but it's on a fair warning. If it's shit, I'll give it up. I've done that to many Gundam shows in the past, and let's be honest, this is just Gundam, airing at Funimation. Have you ever wondered what would happen if Haruyuki from Excel World didn't suddenly become a Silver Crow fighting machine in a massively multiplayer online fighting game played through an accelerated world network thing, and instead was isekai to another world within his entire class? Well, good news for you. The Fruit of Evolution, Before I Knew It My Life Had It Made, will tell you a story about that. As a main character, Seiichi is a fat kid in the back of a class who nobody likes. Suddenly, God comes on the school intercom and says, "Hey everyone, good news! I'm transporting you all to another world. You have a superpower and an inventory, and you can check your status, but we're going to transport you in 5 minutes. Get together in groups and I'll transport you together." Nobody wants to be Seiichi's friend, so he gets transported alone and ends up in this higher level area with his monsters, with his monkeys. Smart apes, I think they're called. But he gets a special power because he's the main character, and he gets to absorb the main abilities of anything which he kills. But how does he kill them? With super cheaty stinky smell. Because if he has BO, the BO can kill things. Yeah. This is overpowered isekai, which runs at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Very slapstick comedy, very bizarre faces all over time, as the main character doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and he ends up being assaulted and taken away by this pink gorilla girl who's blatantly a pink-haired character from the opening because she's got the same flower in her hair and she's pink. And you'd imagine that a gorilla turned into a human would have giant breasts, and clearly the pink-haired girl does have giant breasts, as is very much aware in the intro. This is a kind of self-aware sort of slapstick isekai series, very shameless, heavy on fan service, heavy on the pointlessly strong main character. It's not good. I stuck with a red marked isekai series last season because it kind of amused me, seeing how it would go. This one, I'm probably not gonna. If you do want to watch The Fruit of Evolution, you can find it airing over at Crunchyroll. So that was Irina, the Vampire Cosmonaut, the Vampire Dying in No Time, AMAIM Warrior Borderline, and The Fruit of Evolution Before I Knew It My Life Had Been Made. 2 vampire shows and 2 shows with that titles way too long. Let me know what you thought, and remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, and join me next time. Bye bye.